go live.
Well, hello. I'm Sir Alan Mooney, and coming to you live from the Ohio Cannabis Institute.com, and this is the 420 report. My heart's heavy tonight. I've been struggling with this and watching it going on, and the situation is getting worse. It's the wild, wild west out here in cannabis, marijuana, pot, ganja, whatever you want to call it, you know. It's like a craziness. The green rush is just driving people insane. Their lust is pouring into this business like nothing I've ever seen in my entire career. And the last thing everybody seems to be thinking about is the patients. The issue isn't about stoners. The issue should be about those who need help, that need to self-medicate, that need this medicine to save their life, that need this medicine to get out of bed every day. I don't know whether you've had the opportunity to listen to Lori from Dayton and her MS story. I had friends come over to hear her witness the other night. Oh my God, I had friends there that are suffering from MS, that are in the nightmare psychologically of MS, Parkinson's disease. I had the opportunity the other night to talk to a friend of mine, Dr. Janet Bay, probably the leading neurosurgeon in the state of Ohio. She's up in her 70s, a young 70, brilliant mind. She loves the museum that I'm involved with, the Catholic Museum, the Jubilee Museum. She loves our soup kitchen. She gets the outreach to the poor. And we're going to talk about the outreach to the neurologically neglected, the people that need this medicine not 6 years from now or 20 years from now. On a practical level, we needed it yesterday. There's people dying every day. I've got some answers. I found that 90% of those people probably could be helped with just a high CBD oil with no THC, or very low THC. Under the federal government requirements, I can then ship it and import it from all around the world. And I went out and I went looking for the highest grade I could find, something that was triple lab tested. We've been involved in doing that. We're running an experiment right now. I'm looking with some of my other organizations, like the Epilepsy Foundation, to say, what do we do for our members? How do we keep them safe from all the rip-offs, all the con games? And most of them can't afford the medicine. So that's one of the things that's bothering me too. Now, I put out my problems out there to a broad think tank that I work with, of intelligent minds. And one of my most intelligent just came back to me and said, Alan, the fastest delivery system out there is what you need, because these people are right now in a hurry. They need help yesterday. Their children are dying today. Their husbands, their wives are suffering today. There's people sitting there with MS that are just ready to put a gun to their head. There's people out there with Parkinson's, and talking about putting their gun to their head. 22 veterans a day are committing suicide. When I opened up the open shelters, 70% of my guests were Vietnam and World War II Korean vets that were dysfunctional mentally. I now know that if I could have given those people a joint, I might have delivered 70% of those people from the suffering they were doing. At that time, all I knew was to give them a hot bowl of soup, mostly water, a little bit of garlic and onion, Father Schweitzer's soup kitchen, maybe a piece of bread from Chateau Lane that gave me all their day-old bread, Kroger's and the bakeries around town, friends that would go dumpster diving for leftover bread. We found ways to feed them. The open shelter, we found ways to house them with the help of a lot of doctors and friends, Mount Carmel Hospital particularly, who the last count I had was giving over $50 million to charitable interests in Central Ohio. We've drugged heroin addicts into the hospital without Sister ever raising an eyebrow. Just, Alan, bring the next one that needs help. You can save one more child, let's do it. Well, this is my crusade today. I need to get the cleanest, most triple tested, safest oil for these patients today. If your child's dying or your husband's dying or your wife's dying, You don't want some cheap junk that's vegetable oil or cod liver oil or something somebody mixed up in their bathrooms. We need professionally high-end, lab-tested, medically approved, medical level oil. And that is being grown, that is being extracted. And I found 2 or 3 companies out there that are reliable. I don't know which one works perfect for a child, but I know until you get the right stuff to try, if you're using the wrong stuff, if you're going to the guy down on the street corner, no matter how good his intentions are, he's probably mixing it up in insanitary conditions. He's probably mixing it up in his bathroom. He has to cut it and dilute it with something. He doesn't know where it came from, and he may have bought it over the counter, and it may not be meant even for human consumption. They could have been grown with insecticides, pesticides, growth hormones, anti-fungis that are poisonous to the human being, even to animals. And a lot of these, what we call them junior farmers, entrepreneurs, I like to call them ganjapreneurs, they're making a lot of mistakes. They are learning rapidly, and their intention may not even to be hurt somebody, but they don't know what they don't know. And so you need to go to somebody that's really reliable. So this is me today, and I'm meditating on a better way.